Hey Waladoy, welcome back to another segment with me, your host, Dalitna Dawalko. And I am not alone in this segment. I have two incredible guests joining me via Zoom. Hello, ladies. I have Rawina Badamariam joining me as well as Zema Sabhatu. Firstly, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. We're here to discuss an upcoming fundraiser that will be orchestrated by Haben Tigray. But for those who are watching and don't know who Haben Tigray is, Rawina, if you could tell them where you guys started and how your progress and developments and where they've led you today.
Mhm. Good idea. Thank you so much for having us. So, Haben Tigray was basically established by a group of friends and family members together when the crisis basically erupted in Tigray, when the war started. We officially became a nonprofit January 20th, 21. Uh, our focus was both short term and long term. Short term, as in providing, basic needs, things that are of urgent use. But we also had long term vision, most of which kind of revolved around education, retraining, reskilling those that are in, particularly the refugees in Sudan. One of our projects, I think we've come and presented at Willowdale as well, revolves around education program in Tenedwa camp, which is one of the camps in Sudan. And then the other thematic area that we're working on is agriculture, which ties to the education as well, but it's more practical and more geared towards food security and entrepreneurship. But we officially became a thing January of 2021.
That's incredible. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we are here to discuss further on the event that you guys have organized for this upcoming Friday. But before we get into those details, Zema, if you could tell our audience what the project is about. It is an agricultural project, and as Rowena just alluded to slightly, it's for self-sufficiency and entrepreneurial investment. So if you could tell our audience more about the project and where it is today.
This project was started about 8 months ago, and it was created by a group of refugees that were forced to flee to Sudan where the war broke out. And this group of youth saw five benefits out of this project. One, job opportunities. There were no job opportunities when it affected their mental health. They just felt like life was over for them. Second, the food security was a big, big problem. It still is. There's a big issue with food. They only get sorghum and lentils from the WFP. It caused malnutrition, and the amount wasn't even enough to feed the families. And the third source of income, they need income to get their sorghum. Even there's a struggle of getting food, you have to pay for your food if you want to make your food. So they need income to get their sorghum branded and income to buy fire sticks for cooking their food. Also, for it eliminates the wastewater that's not needed. Since their source of water is the wastewater around their homes, the wastewater creates its own diseases like malaria and other waterborne diseases, which causes many sicknesses to the people.
Thank you for that. And as Zema just said, there are many benefactors to this project, and it stems from helping the refugees become self-sufficient, creating job opportunities, preventing diseases. And so helping and becoming a part of this project is, as you could tell, is crucial as any other fundraiser that you probably have seen, and the developments from it is going to be impactful for the future of these refugees as well. So thank you guys so much for that. But in regards to the event that's this Friday, it's happening here in the DMV area, Maryland specifically. It's at Ifway Restaurant, and you guys have several incredible events planned for them. So tell our audience what you guys have planned for them on Friday.
I can go ahead. So, like Zema said, this is a very important initiative. And the good thing, or something that's very commendable, is it was actually started by local refugees in Tenedwa camp. And we're just kind of providing support and providing the financial means for them to get these things. So we have kind of done a small scale of this. Kind of, I think of it more as like a feasibility study where about 50 to 54 houses, and one house on average has 5 people within it. It's kind of considered a family unit. Have been able to implement their own kind of food security program, their own farming program, and the results from that has been great. Like Zema also mentioned, that WFP had announced that they would cut 50% of the rations that refugees were supposed to get. So because of that, this program that we have, this charity, this fundraising, we call it Christmas giving because during Christmas time people are more likely to give gifts. And I think this particular one, you could really make an impact. You could really make a meaningful giving because buying one family a year's worth of supplies of seed, farming tools such as a sickle and a spade, fertilizers, pesticides could really benefit not just them in terms of helping narrow the gap of food per se, and of course nutrition, but also eventually they will have this knowledge of how food is cultivated, what they can use, what kind of resources they can use. This knowledge, even when eventually Tigray opens up and they go back, it's a knowledge that they will take back with them and then teach their community. So this event that we have highlights those things. We are going to show basically our progress and what we've been able to accomplish and our goals going forwards. Because we're trying to focus on 240 families. That's for the phase 1, but we do have other phases as well. And we want to invite Tigrayans, our allies, to basically join us and make this a reality, actually foster food security and also entrepreneurship. So yeah, the event will be at a Foy restaurant. It will start at 4 p.m. We invite everybody to come join us. They will be, of course, fun things, engaging things as well, so that people can actually interact. There's also good community building, but at the heart of it is it's helping families to sustain themselves, making one family less hungrier, more knowledgeable in terms of how farming needs to go, what they could do with the knowledge that they have, with the education that we've provided as well, and we continue providing, such as permacultures and compost making. So it's a perfect fundraiser where education meets practice and makes practical impact. So yeah, we invite basically Tigrayans, community members, and allies to come and join us and be a part of our Christmas fundraising.
Thank you for that. I think the most important part of what you just said was the fact that this was started by refugees in the refugee camps themselves. The foundation is called Green Tenedba Foundation, and they've made so much progress as is, and now with the help and the facilitation by Haben Tigray, and hopefully you guys watching at home and you guys joining us this Friday in this fundraising event will be able to help them move forward and sustain longer. And as Rowena also alluded to, this is not just something that they can use now, it's something that they can take back with them to Tigray once Tigray is open and make an impact there as well. So in the holiday spirit, in the giving spirit, I hope you guys will join us this Friday at a Foy restaurant. It is in Maryland. All the details will be on a flyer that is posted on social media. You guys will see it pop up on your screen here. And make sure you guys come out. Again, it is Christmas, and as much as you give to yourself and your family, make sure you give to those in need as well. So before we go, I want to give you guys the platform to just give out a final message in the times of hope. And I'll start with you, Zema.
Of course, of course. This project is only aiming to serve 240 households, that's just for now. Until we get our goal, and that's just 2.3% of the total number of households. So we have 97% of the population to reach after completing this specific project. Therefore, at this event, more than raising funds, we aim to build relationships and create a strong working team to expand this project. This working force can also go a long way to a point where we'll all be able to rebuild Tigray. And putting this in mind, I would like to invite all the youth around the DMV area to show up, meet their fellow Tagalog peers, be involved in this moment, and join us to save Tigray.
Thank you. Rowena?
Yeah, I would say something along the same lines. I think this project is something that can make a really lasting impact. Of course, like I said, not just helping, our Tigrayan family. Basically, they are our families and our friends that are still stranded in Sudan, helping them meet their needs for food and for nutrition, but also equipping them with the education and the skills they need for eventually going back to Tigray. So I would also invite, everybody, youth, old, allies, Tagaru, to come and support. Also, if they have ideas, more ideas of how we can expand this, we are all ears as well. And yeah, Haben Tigray, in association with GTF, invites everybody to come and join us.
Thank you, ladies. You guys heard them. Make sure you guys come out, support, and if you guys just want to donate and you're not able to make it to the actual event, there is a tip hub link that will be shared throughout social media, so make sure you guys check Haben Tigray on all social media platforms. And if you guys want to share your personal social media accounts to anybody that may have any questions as well, you can go ahead and do that just now. Social media.
Of course, on Instagram it's _. On TikTok it is Zemon.
Ravina?
On Twitter and on Instagram, it's Rowena_Hagarna. The song. It's not my last name. And so they can reach me out via that. Those two channels, either Instagram or Twitter. I don't have to.
And Haben Tigray as well, as I mentioned earlier, you guys. So make sure if you have any questions, you reach out. Look out for the Tip Hub link account to just donate if you're not able to make it to the event. But if you are, it's more than just a fundraising event. Like Zema said, it's a networking event, time for you guys to come and collaborate and hopefully leave with more ideas than you did coming in. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and happy Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Thank you for having us. Merry Christmas.